It's one thing to brag, to say that you're going to knock out Charles Oliveira in the first 2-3 minutes of the fight. It's one thing to say that you're going to knock out Max Holloway, a person who's never been knocked out, never been knocked down in the UFC. And to also say that you're going to knock out Alexander Volkanovski. And it's another thing to achieve these three in back-to-back-to-back fights. Ilia Topuria said that he's going to knock out Charles Oliveira in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And everybody this time backed him. Because he's knocked out Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski in back-to-back fights. And this time when he was saying things, people weren't saying that, oh, he's crazy, he's not going to do it, etc., etc. Because he actually has backed it up. But still, people thought that it's not going to happen in the first 2-3 minutes of the fight. Maybe it will happen towards the second round or the third round. But it happened. And it's not very surprising that it happened, because Charles Oliveira always starts the fight on the front foot, goes for it, right? Suffocates you in the first 3 or 4 minutes. And it kind of becomes clear about what is going to happen next. Even in his fight against Islam Makhachev, which he lost in the second round, it was pretty clear what was going to happen. Islam wasn't going to back down. Islam said that, Charles does get dropped and people don't chase. I'm going to chase after them and I'm going to finish him. And that's what happened in the second round. But over here, Ilia said that he's going to knock out Charles in the first 3 minutes of the fight. And it happened. Charles went for it and, Ilia with his signature 1-2 got him, finished it. And people were saying that Ilia is too small for the lightweight. He suddenly looked small for the lightweight division. But his hands, his speed, his power, absolutely did not. He knocked him out cold. Those were the most exciting 3 minutes of the fight, though. I have to say. Charles had Ilia. He grabbed him and he tried to trip him. He tried to take him down. But even in that exchange, Ilia came out on top. Ilia was the one who was on top trying to dominate Charles Oliveira in the wrestling of the match as well. Charles is a great grappler, is a great jiu-jitsu artist, and still Ilia was able to get the better of him. Of course, Charles had a submission going on, which Ilia scrambled and got out of it. But still, we all thought that Charles' wrestling is going to be the counter to Ilia's punching. And it certainly wasn't. Ilia came out on top of that exchange as well. Then the fight reset and it was on the feet. It was clear that if Charles doesn't take him down again, Ilia is going to attack. You could see the brawl that they were having in the middle. Ilia will only hand that Ilia takes that. So actually, it brings us to the question. Is Ilia Topuria not going to do what he's saying? Is he ever going to fail at trash talk, at fight, at anything in life? Because he's saying that he's going to be the greatest fighter, and now everyone's starting to believe it. Everyone's starting to ask whether he will be the first one to become a three-way champ. I was skeptical, but I'm the one who thinks that he has a better shot to become a three-way champ than Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira had to take long aspect. Alex Pereira had garden draw. That he doesn't know how to wrestle. But if he does, he's not in the He went up against a liar. Of course, I'm glad he took him down. But it was his wrestling prowess that had Alex Pereira second guessing his own striking. He wasn't going after it as he was against Roundtree, against Jamal Hill. So it did play a part in his mind. And he was hesitant. He was hesitant to get going again. And it will be the same against Aston if he decides to go into the heavyweight division. not going to be different. It's going to be much worse against Thomas. Thomas now is unbelievable of that one too. He also has a great wrestling game, and he really, I don't think Alex will hold him off and he tries to take it down. So he does have that flaw. He creates a doubt whether he can actually do Thomas. And with Ilia, it's different. Ilia Topuria is very good at it. Ilia Topuria is absolutely incredible as a striker. And of course, whether he goes up to the welterweight division or not, as a topic, I think that he has a better shot at becoming a champion than any other fighter in the UFC. And yes, smaller, he looks smaller against Charles, he looks smaller than Paddy in the beginning. He looks definitely much smaller against big wrestling off the division. But Ilia has done what he always said he's going to do. He's going to knock out Charles, he's going to knock out Holloway, he's going to knock out Volkanovski, and he did. So if he says that he is going to become the triple-weight champion, maybe he will. Now, of course, at lightweight, there are many contenders that Ilia has to go through to get to the welterweight. But still, who poses a threat to Ilia Topuria right now in the lightweight? Now, I would definitely say Justin Gaethje is the one that should get a title shot right now, not Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett shouldn't get a title shot. He should at least defeat someone in the top 5 of the rank, and then, get that eventual title shot. If he defeats someone in the top 5 of the rank. Now, of course, there's Arman Sarukian, there's Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira is probably defeated by Ilia Topuria. Max Holloway and Dustin are going to fight it out, and Dustin is honestly so Max, even if he wins against Dustin, can probably face Ilia in the future in the right for the lightweight chance. So there's Justin, there's Arman, there's Max Holloway. Now Max Holloway is already knocked out. Probably he will knock him out. Even though the weight cut is not being active here at the featherweight one, I don't think Max Holloway has that chin again to go up against Ilia and basic shots. Not Justin Gaethje, his full chaos style can knock anybody out, but has Justin Gaethje really knocked someone just one time? Human highlights. He hits really hard, but fucking like him. He also dropped Charles Oliveira because he did not go out full like he went to the There is Arman. Of course, Arman has a really good wrestling background. Maybe second only to some other chef, but still, he doesn't seem like the fighter that is going to pose a lot of challenges. He's a good wrestler, he's even facing you in the stand-up, but is he really the one who's going to defeat Ilia? Because Ilia is just going to keep coming after him. He is going to find that skill. How many shots are 1, 2, drop, 3, many of them down. So either of them, the elite of the lightweight division, he really needs to do that. Form like if not even who Paddy Pimblett is still contested against Ilia. He has to be tested against them. Then face Ilia Topuria. And even then, I don't think Paddy Pimblett is going to win. Even if he doesn't get knocked out, he has that scouser chin, scouser attitude. I don't think Paddy Pimblett is going to defeat Ilia Topuria. How is he going to defeat him? In the wrestling? Seems really unlikely. And if he goes through these three, who's left in the lightweight division? Who's going to actually pose a challenge to Ilia Topuria? He's going to move to welterweight. Now, welterweight is where I think he'll be tested because those guys are bigger, much bigger than Ilia. And maybe it's not playing a part now, but maybe later it will play a part. Is he really going to knock out welterweights with his 1-2 combo? Is he Is he that good a puncher? Is that power that potent? You never know. But definitely has a better chance of becoming a heavyweight division. And yes, there are, boxers like Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight, if he defeats Islam Makhachev, that is. There are wrestlers like Sean Brady, really, really strong wrestler. Shavkat Rakhmonov, who everybody's been ignoring because he's out with an injury. There are, of course, Ian Machado Gary is another person who is decent in the stand-up, decent in the wrestling. So he has his work cut out in the welterweight division as well. There's also Kamaru Usman, who's coming up the ranks again. But still, Ilia moving to welterweight and actually grabbing that three-weight title, becoming a triple champ, that does not seem impossible. Because all the things that Ilia Topuria has said, maybe he becomes the first triple weight division champion of the UFC. And I don't know about me, but certainly after that victory and after everybody painting a picture about Ilia being the best fighter there is, the most exciting fighter, a real star, I can definitely say that us and Ilia Topuria rest easy, finally.